Welcome again to the Yoga Sutra series. This is for our daily well-being that we're doing these practices. And reminder that we're in the Sadhana Pada, the second chapter, the Sadhana Pada of the Yoga Sutras. And that is because this is the pada that we develop our sadhana, our daily practice, and we understand what the practical and pragmatic aspects of yoga are going to be for us. So first we were introduced to the three aspects of Kriya Yoga, the yoga of action. That is discipline, self-study, and surrender, tapas, svadhyaya, ishvari, pranidhana. Then we're introduced to the 5 causes of suffering. Those are ignorance of that which we are, a feeling of ego that has to be protected, defended, decorated, amplified, concealed, when all the ways in which it gets compromised. And then clinging, desire, grasping. You can imagine that in the form of compulsivity or constant scrolling or addiction, those kinds of things. And then dvesha, the other side of that is resistance, hatred, reaction, pushing against. And then abhinivesha, which basically means fear of our own death, but also fear of exposure, fear of vulnerability, fear of emotions, these kinds of fears where we feel like we're not going to be able to handle what's to come. So those are the 5 causes of suffering: avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. And today we get to learn how avidya is the primary cause of suffering because it is the breeding ground for the other causes of suffering. So the word for the breeding ground is going to be kshetram, and that means the location, the ground. And if you've read the Bhagavad Gita, you've heard of the kshetra. It is the field on which the battle of, let's say, dharma and adharma, that battle was fought on the kshetra, the field. And that battle is also what we're experiencing right now in terms of civilization, right? So we're going to hear in this one that avidya, or ignorance of our deepest nature, is the breeding ground for all of the other kleshas. So this is the one to address kind of head on, right? We need to be able to weaken the kleshas, especially this one. And we have to recognize that it has these dormant little seeds. They're called prasupta, the seeds that are dormant. And let's take care not to activate those seeds, but to weaken them overall so that we can come into a place where they cannot be awakened, they cannot be stirred or aroused. Okay, so let's try it on together. Take a comfortable seat, and thank you for being here. Avidya, 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 kshetram, 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 uttaresham, 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 prasupta, 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 tanu, 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 vichinya, 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 udaranam, 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 udaranam. Let that sit with you a moment. Then we'll put a couple words together and see how you can just feel the listening, responding. The effort that you're making is the tapas, right? And the reflection you're having about yourself making the effort is the svadhyaya. So if this is new for you, I encourage you not to have the inner critical voice come up, nor the voice of perfectionism. Those would both be seated in avidya, ignorance of your deepest nature. Since your deepest nature is consciousness itself, there is room in all of consciousness for your humanity to be learning something new and not to yet have mastered it, not to have a good facility with it just yet. So listening, responding, we proceed. Avidya kshetram utaresham. Avidya kshetram utaresham. Avidya kshetram utaresham. Avidya kshetram utaresham. Okay, that's the first part of the sutra. The kleshas are there. Avidya is the breeding ground for all of them. Let's be careful. Let's be cautious about avidya because it proliferates into the others. Prasupta tanu vichin otaranam. Prasupta tanu vichin otaranam. Prasupta tanu vichin otaranam. Prasupta tanu vichin otaranam. Now we'll try for the whole sutra, and again listening and responding to the best of your ability. Avidya kshetram utaresham prasupta tanu vichin otaranam. 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 Otaranam. May these seeds, may these latent seeds of the ignorance, may they not become awakened, may they not get aroused, because we're going to weaken the susceptibility to avidya, so that this breeding ground is not so able to proliferate, not so able to keep replicating itself. Okay. And bring your hands to your heart. May we take the actions that are ours to eradicate avidya in ourselves and to return to vidya, deeply knowing our nature and the nature of the whole cosmos. Thank you, everyone. Namaste.